How do you try and spread that ball around if you can, or do you go with hot guys? What's generally the philosophy on the offense?
Kind of both, and it starts with practice. The guys that perform the best in practice get the most in the plan for getting touches. But then again, on game day, the defense, if they've changed and gone away from what we've seen on film, then you got to adjust to that. But one thing, and I've said it many times, Andy does a great job, Andy Ludwig, our coordinator, of finding roles for a bunch of people, and those guys got to own those roles, and he takes a lot of unselfishness, because right now, you're right, the ball is being spread around. Nobody is getting, other than Zack Moss, no one else is getting a extraordinary amount of touches. And so the bottom line is, if we can continue the offense being productive, taking care of the football, and making first downs, that's all that really matters. But
do you have any updates on Bamadelli Olaseni and from the NCAA? Because we've seen him out on the practice field. He's able to practice with you.
Yeah, he's cleared to practice. No updates, nothing different than what we knew 2 or 3 weeks ago. I thought we would have heard something by now.
Right.
Our compliance office is working diligently to get it done, but their hands are tied as well. And Bam's done everything he can do. We've done everything we can do as far as gathering information. So now it's just a matter of playing the waiting game. And in the meantime, he's been running the scout team and doing a great job over on the scout team. He's getting himself in shape. He's probably 10 or 15 pounds lighter than he was when he got here. And so everything's moving in the right direction, we hope. But we still don't have an answer on what his status is eligibility-wise.
Well, he's able to practice. How's he looked in practice? And if he does get that clearance, would you be able to? Is he to the point yet where you'd be able to work him in as a rotation? Clearly, you've got your 5 up front set, but could he work in as a rotational guy yet?
Absolutely, but that clearance has got to come. And if they say, hey, there's a lot of different ways this thing can go. They should say he has to sit out this year and be eligible next year, eligible this year, but he's got to sit out X amount of games before he can start playing this year. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios, and so if he gets to the point where he is eligible for playing a game, he will immediately be put in the that 10-man rotation, the 2 deep that gets all the work and practice. And as soon as he can get up to speed, then he'll get his opportunity.
What's their O-line look like? What's that matchup look like? You guys have put in the time and done a little study, and now on USC. What have you seen on tape when you've seen the Trojans?
Watching film on them from their first game, second and third, just learning how their scheme is up front, mainly the 2 guards and the center, just seeing how they operate. Coming off from last week, I think this week we're gonna get tested for the first time, going against a really good O-line.
Yeah.
But the way we're watching film and the way we're practicing, I feel pretty confident going into this game with our D-line going against them.
Are you excited for this game? I mean, you played those 3 non-conference games, and it feels like talking to guys this week, people are like, okay, let's get this thing going with the Pac-12.
Yeah, watching all the other college games going on in the country and seeing those big schools going against each other, I think it's about time we go against someone in our
in your caliber.
Yes, sir.
In your league.
Yes, sir.
Zack Moss with us here on the Coaches Show. What did you have in your mind about what your college experience in football was going to be like, and how's that played out? Compare what was in your head when you signed the paper with how it's been now 4 years, 5 years later.
I mean, I couldn't have really mapped out any of this. I mean, in my head, I set goals for myself, and now, years later, I'm sitting right here and having an opportunity to do something great with this team and achieve all those goals. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, that's just a testament of how hard I work, and when I put my mind on something, I'm gonna go ahead and get that.
The Slovis kid, he's done some really good things. He made a few errors last week. In fact, that was the difference in the game. Is those 3 interceptions? That was the difference. Because they outstatted him. They had more total offense and really moved the ball well, but stalled in the red zone a time or 2, and then like I said, the 3. If you lose a turnover, battle 3-0, you're sunk. I mean, you're not going to win very many games ever doing that.
Give me a couple of keys to beating SC down at the Coliseum on Friday night.
Keeping their big plays to a minimum. Those big those talented wide receivers. We gotta keep them from going crazy. We gotta control the run game, just like we try to do every week, and establish the fact that it's going to be tough sledding running the football. Offensively, we can keep doing what we're doing, taking care of the ball, being efficient in the red zone, and getting some chunk plays up the field of our own. We've got to get some chunk plays up the field.